All right, let's see what we got here. I guess we clocked in. Hey, what's going on, party people? And now, this is your first time here. Welcome. It's definitely a great pleasure having you guys here. I go by the name of Lispree. I am a spiritual healer. And essentially, what I do as a spiritual healer, man, is that I help you to become what is called Christ like, Krishna like, Buddha like, and ultimately, what all of these things are saying pretty much is that I help you to attain your highest level of consciousness. And the way that I go about doing that pretty much is that, I help you to become mentally and emotionally balanced. And the whole idea of you becoming mentally and emotionally balanced is just so, man, I was tapping in. Okay, anyway, I'm jumping way ahead of myself here. It's just so, you can have the highest level of consciousness. Because the one thing that I realize is, being one-sided, let's just say the reason, okay, so we all know the consequences of someone who's being too emotional. So therefore, what we're seeing and understanding is that by you being too emotional, it doesn't allow you to have the highest state of clarity. Furthermore, this is also showing you our state of being. This is why, man, if you're looking at the title here, what I'm going to be talking about today, guys, is pretty much how to build yourself as you are. Or, and for most cases, for most of us, you're going to have to rebuild yourself as you are. And I'm saying as you are, oh man, I'm jumping ahead. I'm jumping the gun. I'm jumping the gun. Only because I was just in the zone. And then that shit hits me. It's nothing that I haven't spoken before, but it was just the lens in which I got to see it. And technically, that's what spirituality does. But anyway, so we all see, let's just say, someone who's being too emotional, but yet again, you could be sharing the same space and time with that person, but yet they don't see what you see. And the same thing also goes, let's just say, with someone who's a little more, now for me, the fact that have developed my inner vision. Ooh, sorry. What the fuck was that? But anyway, my inner vision, by my inner vision and my awareness kind of go hand, they do go hand in hand, because you can only see as far as you go. In other words, you can also see as far as your intelligence go. Now if you understand the whole aspect of the Rich Dad Poor Dad, I'm not sure if you guys have read this book, but if you have, what the guy was doing, or Think and Grow Rich, they're helping you to adopt a different mentality. But not just adopting that different mentality, what they're also doing is increasing your awareness, allowing you to have a better understanding of your environment. But anyway, I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself here. So let's go back to, but most importantly, what I wanted, I was saying that to say, because I will be talking about spirituality. In fact, this whole conversation is going to be about spirituality. And the reason why I'm telling you, a lot of us, what we're doing is rebuilding ourselves, or building ourselves based on who we are. And that's where spirituality comes in. But anyway, now going back to being emotionally, let's just say, unbalanced or too emotional, you don't see the very thing that is in front of you. Just like we all know it when somebody is in love versus when they kind of wake up or they snap out of that. So it's almost like you got to ask yourself, what the fuck happens to you, man? It's almost like your emotions sort of like, block your vision. And because of that, a lot of people now at this point would be like, okay, you know what? Fuck emotions. Let's be more intellect. And the whole idea of people, when people are talking about spirituality too, you have this type of understanding that goes like, the flesh kills, but spirit. But the way that they're saying it, when they talk about the flesh, they're referring to, your body, including your emotions, your desires. So pretty much they put all of that in one. And then now, but technically what they're truly saying is your intellect, for you to see things better or to have the better sight, you need to have a stronger intellect. And let me be the first one to tell you, if you don't know it, that is also bullshit. That is pure bullshit. In fact, the more you refute or you suppress your emotions, the more toxic you become. I mean, you become as close-minded as the person who's also being, let's just say, too emotional. Because those two are two sides of the same coin. So whenever you choose one side of that coin, you become one-sided. Meaning your perspective now at this point is going to be that one-sided perspective. So you'll never have the full picture. Someone who, let's just say, suppress their emotions, you become very robotic. You can't relate to other people. And I always use that same example, and that's what Jesus did when they brought this the hoe to her. I mean to Jesus, or the woman who committed adulteries or adulteress, however the fuck you say it, right? When he asked them, whichever one of you without sin throw the first stone, he was appealing to their emotions. Because now here you are with your superior morality. Because, for you to be better, it's got, you got to act and behave in a certain way. Now you can't relate to other people. And that's what you see in most cases when people are stepping on other people's shoes. You don't have a proper understanding, meaning you don't even see, because a lot of us, when it comes, and that's why, morality is bullshit, is based on your level of consciousness. What you call good or bad is based on your level of understanding. I mean, I'm not saying there's nothing that is bad, there's nothing that is good. But what I'm truly saying is that depends on your nature of consciousness. And I'll give you a perfect example. Like most people, when they talk about this world, there's a bunch of suffering going on. Is there a God? How would God even allow that to happen? That's a valid point. I wouldn't go against you if you were to say that. First of all, I wouldn't go against you because I understand where you're coming from. But now for me, it's a little bit different. Not because I don't care about other people, not because I don't see the suffering that's taking place, but my position would be a little bit different only because my level of consciousness is a little bit higher. Meaning I understand, but again, when we're talking about these things that are happening, who's doing them? It's us doing it to ourselves. And the people who are doing it to other people, their level of consciousness or understanding, it's crazy. I mean, this is why you can only build yourself, your sanity can only be done through spirituality. The whole aspect, and I'm jumping the gun a little bit here, but I guess since we're already here, the whole aspect of, let's just say, the Kabbalion, or in spirituality, we're helping you to see both sides of the coin. Let's just say, helping you to see the bad and good and the good and bad. It's just so you can get out of that box, of that moral or that ethic box. I mean, shit. I hope. I mean, I feel like. Okay, I need to dumb it down a little bit more. I feel like I need to dumb it down a little bit more. Okay. But first of all, let me just get done with that part of being intellect. You become very rigid. You become very robotic. And just like the person now who was, let's just say, too emotional, you're not able to see certain things that are close to you. Again, when I guess that was the reason why I brought up the reason, the whole aspect of good and bad, and I'll give you a perfect example, right? Let's just say, and this is what I see. And I know for me, this is a fact, right? But that has to do with, again, me having a higher level of consciousness, right? People, when they tell you hurt people, that is true. You would think they got hurt. Like for me, I got hurt. The reason why I'm not hurting other people is because I stand against that. It's because I had increased my level of consciousness. But for the most part, if you don't, you will most likely reproduce that same shit. That's why you'll see people who will tell you, hey man, my dad used to whoop my ass. Look at me, I turn out to be okay. If you say so, you know what I'm saying? But then again, it has to do with your level of consciousness. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, I don't know anybody, let's just say, if your dad used to whoop your ass and you become and I hear that from the most part from a lot of comedians. Like somehow whooping your ass taught you how to like tell jokes. I like to get some of that ass whooping myself. Or was it something you develop down the line? But most likely what I'm trying to tell you is, you see anybody that talks that way, that's why they tell you, guess what? Man, you got to whoop your kids, man. Do you see what I'm saying? But let's just say now, if you're someone else, right, who overcame that, hey, who understand, hey, man, what does whooping my ass have to do with me telling a joke? You know what I'm saying? Now, if you choose to go that route, then you'll be like, nah, man, you're being insensitive. That's torture. Both of these motherfuckers are right. It's the same thing. Let's just say if you claim to be a Democrat and then so and such claim to be a fucking Republican. It's the same shit. I mean, they both have valid points. I know for me, I would, when I read some of the good points that Republicans have, I'm like, oh shit, that's dope. It's true. I mean, how do you allow masses to rule the fucking world? Just because everybody agrees, that doesn't mean everybody has a higher state of consciousness or has a better understanding. But at the same time, just because you have a higher understanding too, doesn't mean you automatically overrule everybody else. So I could see it from both perspectives. And just because the majority asking for something, that doesn't mean the majority is asking for the best thing neither. But at the same time, you do want people to be heard at the same time. So again, tomatoes. You're going to argue all day. And this is why you need to see things from both perspectives. So I'm saying that to say this is why it is important for your emotions and your intellect to come together. In fact, there is such a thing as emotional intelligence. It doesn't refute logic, but it uses logic and emotions at the same rate, at the same time. So by Jesus telling these motherfuckers, you know what, let me add a little bit of emotion so I could sharpen up your vision a little bit more. So now you can relate. So then, you know, they all remove themselves one by one, however the fuck that story was told. But I'm saying that to tell you, going back, like, for you to see the highest level of consciousness, you have to become mentally and emotionally balanced. Now, in so many words, this is where spirituality now comes in. Spirituality, and I'm giving it away already, essentially what this shit is doing, but this shit is so fucking clear too. But I'm going to build more on it, but essentially that's what spirituality does. This is why when you learn about the Kabbalion, you know, they teaching you so many different things. To build yourself on who you are, this is why it's important for you to understand the environment that you're in. This is why the Indian called this Maya, which is a world of illusion. Do you understand? And even when it comes to ethics, good or bad, you know, then now you understand, hey, something that is good can be bad. Just like those guys are telling you, they're telling you that whooping my ass got me here. Look at me, I'm successful, I'm on stage, whatever the fuck, how the fuck they're saying it, you know, and most likely they will whoop their kids' ass too. Fuck, hell motherfucking yeah. You see what I'm saying? That's why I always tell people too, man, like for you to stop abuse, you have to stand against it. Just like when we talk about generational patterns, you need to break it. You know what that means? It means you would have to separate yourself from the very people that you call your parents. Hey man, there's no other way. For you to be you, you can't be nobody else. Or for you to make a change, you have to stand against it. So that's why, in so many words, I can't recall the saying or how exactly it's said, but anything you don't stand against, if you don't say no to it, you're saying yes to it. And there you go. Anything you don't say no to, you're saying yes to it. But then again, that is the level of clarity that you need to have for you to even process what I just told you, or even for you to even understand it. So if you don't understand that, how do you even change generational, pattern or curses, or how do you even be a better person yourself? Most likely, you will reproduce what was given to you. This is why you need spirituality. This is why you need God in your life. And that's why spirituality is a practical shit. The purpose of you becoming spiritual is for you to be the best version of a human being that you can be. That's why spirituality is nothing that is outside of you. But anyway, I already told you guys, again, why you look at it from this perspective. Because as a very young child, you've been trained to look at yourself from a one-sided perspective. And having a one-sided perspective, guess what? Just like when we were talking about either being mental or too intellect or too emotional, it's you're gonna have a one-sided perspective. So meaning, that's why another way of saying this, Republican or Democrat are both idiots. That may come off a little bit too strong, but what I'm saying is you're gonna have a limited perspective if you don't want to call it idiot. You understand what I'm saying? Then now here I am living in the world, and then now this is why, I remember, man, like I was in college, right? Oh man, this girl, when I told you, and I was stepping into my spirituality and I started to understand, I knew from the jump the differences between those parties, and it was pretty much tomatoes, right? And oh man, she gave it to me, man. Telling me how like fucking I don't have a heart. I'm so like I'm not involved in the community. I'm not the spiel that they give you due to the level of understanding about why, or how pathetic I am. And I digest everything, because I knew where she was coming from. So again, same thing could go, you know what I'm saying? Like if you're looking at, let's just say, if we're going back to, let's just say you were abused and then now you're abusing your kid, someone else who had overcome that may look at you as being a fucking monster, man. You have to understand when we say, even the fact that we say beauty is in the eye of the beholder, this is revealing to you our essence, how we work, how we see things. And if that's the case, again, to really build yourself based on your essence, you got to know who you are. And you understanding who you are now pretty much entails, man, this is why we talked about this world being a fucking illusion. So you need to understand what makes this an illusion. This is why, oh man, for you to just be you, it's a project. It's a dedication. This is your job. This is why self-awareness is your motherfucking job. But anyway, I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself here, but I was so into it. And then I'm like, oh no, let me go live. You know what I'm saying? While this shit was, kind of fresh in my mind, you know what I'm saying? And this is, but yet again, this is also another set of understanding that would support or help you to understand how not only that we are all spiritual, but why you need to dedicate yourself to you. But also the purpose of spirituality in your life. This is why you also need God and God needs you. But anyway, so now going back to, the way I go about helping you to fully embrace, to embody you, pretty much, so you have to become mentally and emotionally balanced. Now, when I'm talking about being let's just say mentally balanced, what that means is it's pretty much the same exact thing I was talking about when we talked about the whole democratic aspect. And, so you have to see it from both perspectives. That's why you need to get out of that, of those boxes. Your culture is another box. The school that you went through. And not too long ago I was talking about the motherfucker that got his ass whooped and now who's claiming, look at the way I came out. And and these are the motherfuckers who would even talk about, we got to break those generational patterns. How, motherfucker? You didn't even break it for yourself. The fuck? You see what I'm saying? So this is why, people do a lot of, they just chatty patties, man. You just talk. But with no true understanding. And here's something else too. Again, that's why you need to know your essence. Because your vision will be adjusted based on how deep you know you. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? And this is why, you have to embrace your essence, babe. There's no way outside of it. This is not, again, when I talk about spirituality too, this is not some shit you sit down to philosophize. To exchange fucking ideas or to exchange philosophies, or it's none of that bullshit, man. This is a practical fucking matter. Your life depends on it. This is not some shit, you saying just to sound cute or to be intellectual or to sound smart. saying? What the fuck? The sun, man. Let me come down here. Yeah. This is not some shit just to sound cute, like to sound smart with. Like, it's the fuck? This is a practical matter. But anyway, so to be mentally balanced now, meaning you're not being biased or one-sided, that's why you have to understand the science of ignorance. You have to understand your culture. And so here's something else too. So when I talk about the science of ignorance, what I'm talking about here, that's why, you know what, and I think I talked about that in my last recording, where, I was about 22, ish, when I first read Machiavelli, and I just couldn't do it. Because I was going through my spiritual awakening at that time, the positivity, to each one teach one, and more of that positive love. And then it took me a minute to fully grasp what these motherfuckers was talking about. You need to learn this shit. It is low vibrational, but who the fuck do you think you're dealing with? The only way for you to become high vibrational is by raising your frequency, meaning tapping into your essence or becoming spiritual. You're already that, but being in touch with that, or to activate that spiritual side of you, where it's no longer dormant. But anyway, I'm saying that to say, you need to understand these things, all of them. Because what that allows you to do now, it allows you to understand people. In fact, it gives you a better understanding of even yourself. Now, for me, because I understand Machiavelli or the 40th power of law now, it helps me to have a better understanding and relationship with people too. And also for me to have a stronger boundary too. Just like I understand, let's just say, you got to have life for you for the shit that I'm talking about to even flourish in you. That's why I don't argue with fools. Because I understand how we operate, and I won't even judge you. It's really coming from a judgmental shit. Like, you know what you know. And because I also understand that too, that's why the true priest or the true spiritual masters or the ascended masters, we understand. That's why we don't argue with fools. But not just that, we don't cast our pearls before swine. Jesus telling you that shit. Damn, what the fuck? Let me go up a little bit. Yeah, there you go. I think that might be a little bit better over here. Do you understand what I'm saying? That's why you don't cast your pearls before swine. And this is also why, our ancestors, we have, let's just say, we didn't allow anybody to be part of this because you're not ready for it. Man, how many fake spiritual motherfuckers do you know on fucking YouTube? Fake gurus, you know what I'm saying? Shit. You know what I'm saying? So, the whole, that's why the Buddhists also say that, and I love it. That's why you can never teach. That's why when, like, people tell me, thank you for what you helped me to see, I'm like, nigga, get the fuck out of here. I didn't do shit for you. All I did was to help you to see it in you. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Well, I said it. I don't think I'm trying to say anything. But because I have a highest level of consciousness too, I don't project myself into anybody else. Like, you're not going to tell me, you could tell me I'm smart because I know it. I'll take it because I know it. But it ain't like, I automatically, have two dicks or my head got bigger or none of that shit, man. Like I always tell you guys, man, like, do you want to sound smart or do you want to be smart? It's your choice. I chose to be smart. Do you see what I'm saying? And then why would I act or anyway? I mean, even to sound smart, it's not even smart in itself. But I understand why people want to trying to sound smart too, because you don't want to go through the transformation that it takes. That's what I realized. They don't want to go through the transformation. They don't want to do the work. They just want to appear. That's why you'll see like there's this fake bitch who's copying my work. You know what I'm saying? Whereas you can have your own fucking YouTube. Like, well, why you copy my shit for? Like, there's nothing in you. But then again, I can't even be mad at that. It's like dumb niggas will gonna be dumb shit. What is there for me to be mad at? All right? You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's just a waste of fucking. It's just a waste of yourself. I mean, it's yuck to me when you do that. It's just a waste of you. How good are you? Do you see what I'm saying? Like that's anyway. It just couldn't be me. You know what I'm saying? Like, how do you anyway, a lot of people, you train to treat yourself that way anyway, so. But nevertheless, going back to you know. So when you understand these things, you know, that's what allows me to have compassion. But all of those things are based on my essence. So the closer you are to self, the more you will develop your inner vision. This is how, by you knowing the truth or knowing thyself, it shall set you free. That's what that means. Free of being one-sided, free of being a material bondage, free of being stupid, but to have a clearer or the highest state of understanding. Free of stupidity, free of ignorance. That's what it means. Because your vision is based on the nature. You can only see as far as you go. So anyway, so now to be mentally balanced, now what that entails is that for you got to go beyond those, you know, let's just say your culture, those boundaries. That's why it's important for you to understand how your mind works. You got to understand, let's just say, everything you come in contact with, you having a relationship with it. And that relationship is shaping you a certain way. Your school is shaping you a certain way. Now, if you understand that, now when we're talking about to become emotionally balanced, it's the same baseline understanding here. It's for you to understand your emotions, because there's messages. Because when you're dealing with your emotions, you're dealing with energy, right? And there's messages in energy. Why do you feel this way? Then now when you understand the reason why you feel a certain way, then now you can understand those emotional patterns. Why I'm reacting this way based on how I feel. So now if you want to change your reaction, then now you're going to have a deep transmute that feeling. Meaning you're going to have to change the way you feel. Or find that equilibrium in your feelings now that would neutralize your reaction. So then again, you know, this is how you're not being triggered. People who are being triggered, for the most part, they're not even aware of that feeling in them that somehow trigger them to be triggered. So you're going to have to acknowledge that. So then again, you see, these are all practical matter. But most importantly, this is also revealing who we are, how you work. You don't think it should be your business to know how you work, how you function? I mean, besides, it is you being in charge of you, is it not? That's why, you know, in spirituality, or they say nobody can save you. Only you can save you. It's your responsibility. So what we're doing as spiritual teachers is to help you to see these things so you can save yourself. That's truly what it comes down to. That's truly what it is. So now, I guess, I mean, I don't even think at this point I need to break down spirituality, because this is what we're talking about here. So let's delve more into it. So when you understand your essence, to build yourself, you need to build yourself on your essence. But a lot of us, we don't even know. If you don't even know your purpose, you don't even know what you like, well, it's gonna be tough for you, bro, to have a deeper vision, or to develop your inner vision. Because your inner vision is based on your essence. Do you see what I'm saying? And then when you start to understand it that way, then you start to understand the so-called haters, how they operate, how all of that shit comes together. Then you understand, you know, what you call your living corpse. Then people now who are killing other people, that whole Cain and Abel shit. I mean, that's why I tell you people, man, like, what you see in this life is a perfect reflection of, it's part of the setup. It's not a coincidence that you're seeing all these things. Even you talking about where's God and who's doing that. Who's doing that? Who's killing each other? It's us. It's the lack of life in you. Now you hating on somebody else. Oh man, when I tell you, I was raised in the fucking abyss. I was raised in the abyss, man. You know, with haters. I was raised, let's just say, by a pseudo mom, which was not my true mother. Just to give you a little bit of background about me, I was illegally adopted. They lied to me all my life. And all of that was done just so they could steal my money, my inheritance. So if I don't know who I am, but I'm saying that to say, I mean, without going too deep into that part of it, do you know what this woman was teaching me? She taught me, for you to advance in life, for you to progress in life, you need to become jealous and envy of other people. Because when you're jealous of other people, it makes you want to do, it makes you want to do better. Let me say that again. Just in case if you didn't hear me. This is the education that was passed down to me. So now, for me to become a better person in life. And of course, she can't give me what she doesn't have. Like, how do you, it's like, I mean, shit, like, what the fuck, man? Like, do I need to say more? It's like, what the fuck? I mean, can you see that there's no coincidence why she's a criminal? There's no coincidence why she wants to kill me so she could have my inheritance. It's not a coincidence why she envied me even as a kid for shit that I didn't even know that I have. But yet here I am with my self-integrity, with me, like, but now because because I had life in me, I couldn't, I couldn't resonate with that. When I see somebody else had something, I'm happy for them. Now, for me, naturally, I got to find out what is it that I want. Can you see now why you living in a world where people are keeping up with the Joneses? It all makes sense, man. Because her sense of self, she identify herself as, she sees herself through like her self-worth. And because of that, guess what she was doing? She was killing other people in the family for their insurance money. Now she's blaming everybody else for her own shit. And this is what I see in all the haters, all the people that are haters, all those criminals. It's all the same. It's the same pattern. And now imagine this. Now you have a world now that is created based on self-worth, not self-esteem. Can you see can you see the irony? Do you see how ironic the whole thing is? It's like you creating criminals and yet you trying to stop people from, like, what the fuck? And that's not the way it works. And this is why it's important for you to build yourself as you are. And that can only be done through spirituality. It can be done by you having a deeper understanding of your own essence. So now, if you understand your vision, why do you think, okay, let me put it to you this way. That's why I always tell people, like, for me, I don't do book recommendations. I could recommend you a book, but I'm not going to be the guy that tells you got to read this book, that book, read it. No, because it doesn't work that way. And trust me, you speaking with someone who reads a lot of fucking book. Why do you think when I got my master's, I still had a teacher. Do you know why? The teacher wasn't there because, let's just say, I didn't know how to read or write. If you think learning how to read and write, that's all you need, that's not true. Because what the teacher's doing is giving you that sight. That's why you go ahead and do your homework. That's why you do your reading assignment, and then now the teacher is explaining what you read. That's why you can't approach this thing or life academically. This is why, because us, the true spiritualists who understand our essence, then now we tell you meditation is important. Open up your third eye. Because through opening up your third eye, that's what now is going to allow you to be more receptive to the vibration that is around you, those aha moments. It is those aha moments as you're reading those books. That's why I know for me, there were books that I've read that I didn't understand until 2-3 years later. What was the difference? It was me. Not the grammar. The grammar didn't change. It was still the same book. This is why you need to meditate. This is why you need to open up your third eye. Do you see what I'm saying? This is why spirituality, again, is just giving you a deeper understanding of who you are. And for you to have a deeper understanding of who you are, you got to go beyond what you see. Again, spirituality is a practical matter. Practical matter. This is not just to sit down exchanging fancy ideas, or to speak a certain way, to enunciate word and oh my God and all that shit. Get the fuck out of here with this shit. Fuck out of here. It's none of that shit. In fact, this is why I know for me, the wiser I got, man, the more I don't give a fuck. I say nigga, I say all that kind of shit. I mean, you can label me stupid if you want. Yeah. Anyways, Christ, man. So again, okay. So let's delve a little bit more. So now, that's why spirituality. Now it's again, not to be okay. So now let's deal with the occult now. Before I get into the meats and the potatoes of although we already addressed it, but let's talk some more shit, I guess, right? Now you have something called the occult, which is a hidden culture or hidden knowledge. Hidden knowledge. Now, not hidden in a way that is being kept away from you. Because a lot of you motherfuckers, even when you talk about the Masonics, I mean the Masons and shit, niggas be saying, oh man, I'm saying, how can it be something of value or something good? Now you got to go through a fucking initiation, you got to do this, you got to do that. Motherfucker, yes you do. That's why for me personally, I don't talk about magic. You would have to be initiated for me to have that conversation with you. And initiation doesn't have to be, an outside understanding or, but you got to be on that level. Because what you see happening here, and me being I don't even know if I'm originally from Haiti, because I was illegally kidnapped. But anyway, I see it at first hand. Because all that is, can you imagine giving a 2-year-old like a gun? Not only they will kill other people, they will kill themselves too. Because they don't have the mental understanding on how to use it. So then you have people now, let's just say they have a disagreement with you, or better yet, people who would put spell on other people so you could be with them, or so they could be with you. Do you see how stupid that is? Why would you want somebody who don't want you? That's that me syndrome. Those are kids. That's a kid mentality. I don't want nobody who doesn't fucking want me. I don't give a fuck. Like, don't even make me feel like you don't even want me, bitch. I'm already out. What the fuck? Like, even if I have the nuance, like the smallest, the slightest shit that you don't fuck with me, nigga, shit. Okay. So, who give a fuck about you? Man, listen. So again, like, and that shit never works anyway. I mean, you might be able to, but it's going to backfire through you in ways that you would probably regret. But that kind of shit always comes from weak people. And now, can you imagine, who do you think, or like, who do you know who's strong mentally or even from the heart, who put a spell on somebody to be with them? I'm waiting. I'm not gonna see, I never heard a priest or anybody who's deeply knowledgeable who would do that. It's always the what I call the Chuckies who does that. Meaning those babies who have not grown, who become bitter. I call them Chuckies. That's who they are. They are the only ones who actually do that. Those are facts, man. Well, I guess depending on what you know. Depending on, how deep your inner vision goes. Do you see what I'm saying? And even the whole selfish shit we always talk about is our nature. I mean, this is why you have to, your dedication is you. You know, the whole tale of creation, just so you guys understand this, right? But, I mean, that's why you have to be born again. You have to be born twice for you to become the greatest version of you. This time, at the first birth, or the first time you were born of flesh. Meaning this was you as a kid. You know, we all learn through experiences. The shit that are pleasurable, we say good. The shit that is not too pleasurable, we say bad. Because you're eating from the tree of good and evil. And then we have a society now that is built on that, good or bad, light, dark. Those are the the very foundational. I mean, this is the first step. That's why all of us are born first of the physical. And this is why it requires work for you to build you. And when you understand that, the work that it requires for you to make or build yourself, you're going to build yourself based on your essence, your true essence. And this is where now the occult spirituality comes in. What you call those hidden knowledge, the esoteric knowledge, those are the knowledge that you that are not at first, you don't see it you don't get it at first sight. Just like in ourselves, for you to know your essence, you're going to have to go beyond what you look like, your character, your divinity, your spirit. That's why you are the way. And this is why it is everybody's responsibility just for you to be sane, just for you to function normal. If you know, depending on what's normal to you, but to find your sanity, that's why you got to become spiritual. For you not to be triggered, that's why you need to go deeper than how you feel. You need to understand your emotions. And that requires for you to do what? To delve deeper, to go beyond just the feeling itself. And to have the understanding aspect of it. Now you have the occult now. That's why, like I always tell you guys, some of the basic things that you will learn when you learn about the occult is that they will let you know that you have something called a subconscious mind. And the idea of the subconscious mind, just like, when we talked about, those feelings to delve deeper, is to let you know that there is a deeper side to you than what you look like. And and it's helping you to acknowledge that. So then by you acknowledge that, then now you're able to, out of the darkness, you bring that shit out to the physical. You bring it into the light, so to speak. But not the light because this is the actual light, but the light in terms of you making it visible in the visible world that you're living in. And this is why you have to be born twice, this time of the spirit. So now that's why the spirituality that I talk about, it's ma'at based. It's the yang and the yin. Again, it's you embracing your physical and your mental or your spiritual side, however the fuck you want to put it together. This is you, in other words, acknowledging your masculinity as well as your femininity in yourself. And that's why I always recommend the Kybalion. Here I go again. If there's any book recommendations I would do, not that I don't do book recommendations, but I guess since I'm talking about this here, this is why you need to understand about the Kybalion. Because the thing about when we talk about books, once I give you the understanding and now I'm giving you the book, then you'll be able to put it together. But if it was your first time reading the fucking Kabbalion without having any type of insight into what the Kabbalion's talking about, that's why even the Kabbalion tells you, when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. God damn it, motherfuckers. God damn it. God motherfucking damn it. And that's what this shit is talking about, man. Like tomatoes. How do you want it? You tell me how you want it. I mean, what side, like, from what perspective do you want it? Because ultimately, everything is revealing the same shit. Do you see what I'm saying? So now you're dealing with the occult. Now the occult now, when they talk about the subconscious mind, which is under the conscious mind, and they even tell you, you know what? You're not even conscious of it. You know, thus the term subconscious, under the conscious. But guess what? Now that you become aware of it, that's how you become conscious of it now. And the thing about the Kabbalion, and another reason why I recommend the Kabbalion too, because the Kabbalion is all about self-mastery. Then now they give you those different laws. The reason why you need to have those laws, and they are called laws, is because, how can I say this? I mean, the best way that I like to call it, for me personally, those are codes. The laws are codes or keys. To open up a certain door, you need to have a certain keys. So the laws are pretty much, this is, if you're looking for love, here's a law. You gotta love yourself. And loving yourself meaning not just from a fucking aesthetic perspective. This is you loving yourself, following your passion, being you. And as you do so, by you being you now, you allow somebody else to love you. Why do you think those stars or the singers are loved by other people? Oh my God, I love Usher. Oh my God, I love Chris Brown. He's being him. And of course, they got skills, whatever the fuck. I'm not taking none of that away. But all of that skills, first of all, they work hard on that shit. And having the skill doesn't mean, they practice like a motherfucker. And here's something else too. That when you don't choose yourself, you don't know about hard work. That's why you hate on other people. When I told you I was raised in the fucking abyss, like this bitch that raised me, she doesn't know what it's like to work hard on who she is. That's why these people will always envy somebody else, as if somebody else who got smarter, somehow it's in their genes. Like, granted, some people do have that umph. Like, I did have it too, but nigga, I sharpen up myself every fucking day. First of all, I devoted myself to myself. So you can't tell me nothing. So therefore, that's why it is someone who does hard work who can relate to somebody else who does hard work. Like Jesus said in the Bible, a fisherman recognizes another from afar. And a hater, because they don't embrace who they are, they don't know what hard work is. It's almost like that's why they have a gamble mentality. It's always luck. When such and such doing something, like for me, like they always say I'm lucky. It's always luck. Yo, I taught myself how to drive by myself. Then when people would see me was driving, you know what I'm saying? It's like they talk about it's luck. Luck of what, motherfucker? What luck? You think Mike Tyson, the best, Michael Jordan, all these motherfuckers, it was luck? Come on, man. Come on. What are we doing? What the fuck are we talking about? What luck are we talking about here? That's why they hate you. That's why those haters, they have no life in them. You see, when you understand that, it's important for you to understand that. That's why you got to understand the science of ignorance. So now you know how to deal with these motherfuckers. But also you can spot them from miles away. I mean, not having to be them. I mean, obviously, and this is another reason too, a lot of us, I know for me, it took a minute for me to see me. And I understand it why, and you'll see a lot of people who has life in them, you're always giving, what I'm saying? Other people always see you before you see you. That's because you don't understand the science of ignorance. When you understand the science of ignorance, and then you put that love into yourself, first of all, you gotta love, the more you put into yourself, that's another way too. That's gonna help you to build your boundaries. But most importantly, you still need to understand the science of ignorance. You gotta know how those fucking, like for me, growing up, and here's something else. It's not until literally 5 years ago, I realized how much I was around dumb motherfuckers, haters, all my life, bro. And I'm talking about truly stupid motherfuckers. They were always funny to me. All that hate they're doing. You never seen motherfucker, hey man, fuck you motherfucker. It's always motherfucker. I remember I used to work with this guy, man. He got fired. This motherfucker wouldn't tell you that he got fired, man. What's wrong about being fired, man? But these motherfuckers, they will tell you so many different kind of shit. It's like the motherfuckers a cook. Man, they asked me to cook fish, man. I'm like, yo, motherfucker, you a cook? I don't cook fish, motherfucker. All my life, man, I've been around a bunch of motherfucking wolves, man. Dumb motherfuckers, man. So that's why I'm telling you, man, it's important for you to understand the science of ignorance. That's why they can't take accountability neither. And not taking accountability, how do you work on you? If you don't see your own fault, man, how do you make it better? How do you even make yourself better? They don't have that. Now, you also got to keep in mind, now you also being shaped in a society now that do not encourage you to be you. And of course, they have their own, they have a different fucking agenda. Because they know the truth. They tell you everything about spirituality. Let's just say it's demonic, those symbols, all that shit. But yet, in their commercials and everything that they're doing, that's what they're using. Peep the game, because they understand that's how you work. Do you understand what I'm saying? So their agenda, obviously, it's for them to tell you to jump, and you ask them how high. That's the fucking agenda. When they tell you to jump, you're supposed to turn around and tell them how high, motherfucker. And then now you have other people now, and here's another, what I call the spiritual warfare now comes in. When you have someone like me who has life in me, who's telling you to be you, now becomes a conflict with other people who doesn't have life in them, who are following the laws. Or, that kind of stupidity. Because they have not stood up against it. Nor do they know who they are. That's why you'll see some of these people, they will even fight to support that shit. The very thing that's destroying them. That's why you gotta let the dead bury the deads. Again, this is all practical shit. It has nothing to do, let's just say for me, when I tell you to let the dead bury the dead, it doesn't mean I don't have a heart. In fact, far from that, bro. Far from that. But it is what it is, man. It is what it is. You see, this is that equilibrium that you need to have. You got to let the dead bury the dead. And this is why you have to walk away from anybody who's not on the same path as you. I'm not saying this in a selfish way, but who's not about making you a better you if you are about making you a better you. Because they will automatically destroy you. And that's the mentality of the crab in the barrel. That's why with these motherfuckers, those haters, as long as you're not doing better than them, you're fine. But the minute you somehow, who the fuck does he think he is? Yo, these are real life shit that a lot of people will talk about, but not most of us understand the science behind it. Again, you have to understand the science of ignorance. Because only then now you have the ability to build yourself based on who you are, or to rebuild yourself based on who you are. You can only build yourself based on who you are any fucking way. Anything that is not that, it's equivalent to when Jesus was talking about building a house on sin. Like, there's no foundation. And at any given time, that's what you see. Do you see what I'm saying? That's what you see in relationships, in everything else. We're living in a culture. This is why, again, you got to understand the science of ignorance, and you also have to understand your culture too. What does your culture tells you? Automatically, there's marriage. It's like it automatically justifies the fucking relationship. And that has absolutely nothing to do with it, man. So again, and let me say that too, understanding the science of ignorance has nothing to do with a lack of, let's just say, intellect. Nor does it have anything to do with stupidity. I mean, for the most part. But it requires for you to tap into a deeper side of you. It requires, let me say that again, for you to see the light, for you to become sane, or for you to get in tune with your spiritual side, with your spirit side. And that's when you become spiritual. It's when you acknowledge that spirit in you. Because I acknowledge that spirit in me, listen, nature been calling me for like almost a year and a half. And boy, I tell you, okay, I'm like, okay, I should have done this a long time ago. But it wasn't time. When it's time, it's time. You know, how I'm refueling myself, man. This shit is fucking, man, it's like you got to create some time for you too, for your well-being. Not just working out, not just looking good, not just eating good and all that shit. All that shit is good too. Yeah, all that. I'm just trying to tell you about the more side of it, and more. And that more until the whole idea of doing without doing, this is what the shit is. Me becoming here, I'm already doing, but I'm not lifting the finger, but I'm doing a whole lot without doing nothing. Do you see what I'm saying? But anyway. Yeah, man, I guess that's pretty much it, man. You know, you got to build yourself on who you are. And for you to do that, that's why it requires for you to go beyond those limitations. You must embody you. Meaning that physical and that spiritual side needs to be one. You have to master the men within. Again, all practical shit. I mean, for the most part, I mean, being a wordsmith myself, I mean, I love to say shit a certain way. I mean, I mean, when I talk about the power of words, you know, it does certain things to me. You know, so I love the whole how shit are being said. You know, I mean, I do. I'm not even gonna hold you. I'm not gonna front. Because it tickles me. You know what I'm saying? Like my blood, it make my blood pump. Like my heart, it beats a certain way. Oh, I love fucking wisdom, nigga. I love that shit. I fucking love that shit. It does me well. You know? It's like, I got mine, nigga. Get yours. You know what I'm saying? And again, you know, it's that treasure, that self-satisfaction, like that nourishment. It nourishes me, man. It nourishes me. It put a smile on my face. Ah, man. It is what it is, man. It is. But again, you know, but for you to do that, you got to go beyond, you know, what you see. And that's why it's important for you to read the fucking Kabbalion. That's why it's important for you to become spiritual. Only then can you really build yourself based on your essence, based on who you are. Anything that's not that, you bullshitting. That's what worshiping idol is. You worshiping idols. And you'll never be admitted into the true kingdom of God, man. You'll never know that you are the true son of the living Father, man. You'll never know that shit until you know yourselves. You know, check out my other channel, man. To give is to receive. I talked about that shit a couple days ago. So therefore, what the fuck are we talking about, bro? It's the self, man. And ironically, when you love yourself, then now, look at me now. I'm doing the community work. And of course, I'm doing it for myself because I'm not looking for your validation. I don't need your fucking likes. I don't need your subscription. If it does, hey, it's all good, nigga. I got mine. You know, if you find there's something good in it for you, all right, then do it. If not, because I know for me, the people that I subscribe to, I mean, they may ask, hey, subscribe, whatever the fuck, but I know I don't do it because of that. I could tell you that right now. I could tell you, like, right the fuck now. And the amount of subscribers that I got to, it's like I wake up the next day, you got a new subscriber. Oh, okay. Good for you. Whoever's watching me, good for you, motherfucker. Good for you. Keep going. Good for you. Shit, nigga, I got mine. Get yours, baby. Get yours. Get yours. All of yours. I'm wishing you all the best, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Be great. Be even greater than me. I mean, you'll never outshine this master here, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, I got my own light. I got my own shine, nigga. And that's what, you know what I'm saying? And that's what I move by. I'm the blind man reading the scripture. That's my sight, nigga. The book of Eli. Like, as this nigga was walking and he was blind. Yeah, that's me. So don't worry about me, nigga. I'm good. I know where I'm going. But anyway, you know, at times, oh man, it does certain things to me, man. You know, you know, and it makes me a little edgy too at times. You know what I'm saying? I embrace all of it. You know, it all comes with the compassion. It all comes with that. But anyway, man, the words. I mean, it does certain things to me, man. It just be acting up on me like that, man. You know, stop it. Let me stop. You know, that's why it's important for you to understand this is your assignment. You know, this is your job, bro. If you're living on earth, you here, this is your assignment. Until you take care of that, there's nothing else. I mean, you're not even going to be a good human being. You're not even going to be worthy because there's nothing worth about you. See, nowadays, everybody knows the price of everything. But you have no values, though. And ironically, and here's the funny shit, I came across this thing on YouTube where I think, was it China? I mean, a lot of those fancy fucking purses that you motherfuckers identify yourself with that are like $3,000-$4,000, that makes you feel like you got two dicks. That shit is made for $25 or $5. I mean, how about that for your ass? And now you walking around, you know what I'm saying? You got Gucci, nigga. You Gucci'd up. You G'd up. You G'd up. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, listen, man. You falling for anything. And then now, the minute you see me having my fucking Ganesha or fucking Papa Legba shit, and then now you telling me I'm the one worshiping idols, huh? Now I'm the one worshiping idols, huh? Come on, man. When your whole life is fake, is based on... Man, let me stop, man. Because I'm feeling like, you know what I'm saying? Like, man, y'all motherfuckers are full of shit. But anyway, you know, and this is why it's important for you to understand the world that you're living in too. The Indians, you know, I think that they have the best description when it comes to the way that they describe the world that we're living in. You know what they call it? They call it Maya, meaning a world of illusion. And here's where a lot of people tend to not to fully grasp this, right? Because they think, you know, it make like this is a fake world. No. When you're talking about fake, like if you're talking about fake Gucci, it means there's an original Gucci, there's a fake one. This world is not fake. Just like when you go see a magic trick, you know, some of the most common ones that they always cut a person in half. That's what illusion is. That person is not cut in half. This is the world that you're living in. And this is why The Prestige, and I strongly recommend this movie too. Oh man, I mean, it was a prestige. Love it. Till this day, for me, personally, you know, and I was able to you know, delve into like the fucking a lot of other movies that Christopher Nolan made. To me, this is the best, hands down. I mean, of course, a lot of his shit is very deep guy. I mean, I fuck with him. Definitely do. Definitely. But The Prestige, you know, that's what this shit was revealing to you. There was a part in the movie, I think, when he was saying, you know, self-devotion is the only way for you to get out of this. There was a part where there was a Chinese dude, his tricks, you know, he lived it. He was living his tricks. The true magician, I mean, that's why the true magician, I mean, this is not, the word has to be made flesh. This is not a Sunday thing. This is not a social thing. This is not a weekly thing. This is a fucking every day, every second, every minute, every hour, everything. On God. Like, I love this shit now when everybody's saying on God now. I love that shit. Because to me, that's what I stand on. God over everything, nigga. And again, my essence, that divinity side of me over everything. And ironically, once you tap into that side, it doesn't, that's what transcending is. You transcend the material. Not refuting it, not suppressing it, you transcend it. In other words, because I know who I am, that doesn't mean I'm not gonna have a beautiful car. That doesn't mean like I'm a Jag type of dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, I love cars too. Like, I mean, I'm not gonna go into fucking details and shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm a watch guy too. You know what I'm saying? But none of it, but I'm not identified with none of it. Whereas for you, you would have certain guys, like that would. I'll give you a perfect example. Like I was having this conversation with this dude, man, and I just wanted to, I just wanted to know, like, he was the Gucci type of guy. Like, I'm like, all right, oh really? Oh, that's dope, man, that's dope. So, like, why Gucci? I mean, what's the difference between Versace and Gucci? I mean, those are designer clothes, meaning it's their cuts. So what about that cut that is different from this cut? Hour. They were just saying that that's what you are, or that's what you wear because it's expensive, for validation. So you're not even a true quality motherfucker. Oh, I'm top notch over here, nigga. That's why I always tell you motherfuckers, luxury has nothing to do with fucking money, man. It's beauty. Once you know beauty to be of quality, that's what it is. Do you ever wonder why rich people are buying art? These motherfuckers are making discussion about art. You have to cultivate this shit in you, man. You don't have to be like, shit, I got a few myself. Marshalls, baby. You know what I'm saying? When my money's right, which, it's going to be right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'll be one of these motherfuckers doing that too. Come on, man. All of that is part of your well-being, man. Has nothing to do with, like such and such. Like, nah, nigga. Do it for you. When you understand to cultivate quality in you. Be of quality. Be of quality. In fact, what religion do you know? When they talk about God, there's no art in it. Do you know any religion that there's no art in it? There's no picture of nothing at all? That should tell you something. That should tell you something. That's why for me, man, like it was actually through a friend of mine. He's actually he is an artist. I mean, I got into that shit, man, and I started going to different art shows. In fact, a friend. I got to meet other artists too. Now I started going to their shows. Man, I mean, it's a thing to do, bro. I mean, it's another part of you too. Like even for me, because I've been deciphering, I do it. I mean, in the wordsmith, and there was this girl that I met too. I can't recall her name, but I did follow her. Oh no, I need to follow her. I went and I was looking at her art, man, incredible. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, nah, bitch, I'm gonna decode that shit. You know what I'm saying? Again, it's so, oh my God. And she was on point. She was like, "Oh, you're an author?" Because I started writing, right? So, I think I'm definitely I'm heading in that direction. But the fact that she was able to acknowledge that, again, she understood through her art. And that's what we do. We sharpen up ourselves to be able to successfully master the men within and to bring it out. You got to bring your genius out, man. And that requires for you to work on you, man. You got to, come on, man. You got to ship yourself. You got to be the handyman. You are the way, man. But that requires for you, and then when you understand that, that's when Jesus went saying, now you understand that for you to thrive, to be in your highest state of mind, man, it can't be just dick and pussy. We're not telling you not to get your dick or to get your pussy, not to get your money, none of that shit. But you got to go beyond that. And when you go beyond that, that's when now at this point, you have transcended. Now, it's normal for you to have a beautiful car. It's normal for you to buy an art that's fucking 30, $20,000, and even these guys would be selling this shit for that much too. What the fuck do you think they're selling to you? Beauty. You know, that's why those art shows, or even, you know, when they're having some designer shows, I mean, that's what the whole idea is those ideas and those fashion shows. That's what that shit is, bro. You know, like, man, listen, man, I'm working on this thing, you know what I'm saying? Nigga, shit. Sometimes, yo, go watch a fucking opera show, man. All that shit too, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm the type of nigga, I do my hip-hop, I do my opera. Man, yo, if I show you my fucking, man, listen, if I show you my playlist, if you listen to my playlist, you're like, who the fuck? You know what I'm saying? I got all my Zen shit. And then when I'm about to get money, nigga, you know what I'm saying? 50 Cent. Cash, shoes, everything, all that shit, nigga. And none of it defines me. You know, but because I've gone beyond that type of shit. But if that's the only thing you know, yeah, that's what you know. That's why, I mean, I will forever, like, there's no judging. Like, that's why I can't have grudge against anybody. Even these motherfuckers, like, who betrayed me and all that shit. Honestly, I really don't give a fuck. And to be honest, regardless of what they did to me, I mean, shit. What exactly did they do to me? What side do I look better on? Is it this side or that side? You know, just like they say, man, a hammer shatters glasses, man. But at the same time, it forges steel. This is why you need conflict in your life too. Here's something else. That's why all of these things, you have to become holistic. You have to become perfect like God, like the universe is perfect. The universe has what? You have your organic food, and guess what the universe also have, motherfucker? Poison. You'll die too eating certain shit. So that's why, for some of you motherfuckers, when you're stuck into that duality perspective, okay, too bad. I mean, that's where you at with it. That's fine. But when you go beyond that, then, you know what I'm saying, then now, that's what I'm telling you, it's not, you know what I'm saying, then now, my awareness of this world around me is different. This is perfect to me, man. Even when people are killing people, again, I tap into a higher level of consciousness. I'm not saying people should do that, nor am I encouraging anybody to do it. That's not the point. Just like those people who betrayed me, like they try to kill me and all that shit. Oh, man, listen, they don't know what's coming. You know, you would probably go like, well, I thought you said, you know, you forgive them. I do. And I hold no grudges, bro. But what's got to be right? But you got to make it right too, man. You got to make it right. You got to make it right. Do you know what I'm saying? That's why, like, these motherfuckers, listen, man, it is what it is. But not just that. Why would you do what you do and thinking, I'm going to save you? The fuck? I didn't do that to you. I didn't do it to myself. It's fair game to me. It's fair game. And not just that. At the end of the day, everybody, you must answer to your own deeds, man. You are your own judge. They did that to them, not me. I love myself. That's why I'm here. I chose to elevate the self, and this is why I'm trying to help you now to love you. By showing you, regardless of what you choose, either if you choose to hate yourself or to choose to love yourself, either way, you are the way. And this is what spirituality, that's why spirituality is teaching you about your essence. And spirituality would tell you, you act like your God. Do you know what that means? Regardless of what religion that you choose, if you're following the Bible, If you're a Christian, you follow the Bible. So therefore you said what the Bible tells you, do what the Bible tells you to do. And whatever your God, your character of your God, you take on that. That's why these niggas will tell you, you know what, this is God in Old Testament. Now this is a new covenant, the New Testament. This is how God is now. Then we acting based on the New Testament. And that's why I always tell you motherfuckers, man, mythology is the highest form of mind control. And this is what fucking Joseph Campbell did not tell you. He tells you the power of myth and all that shit. Cool. Great. You see, this is what I'm saying. So the power at B, whatever the fuck, what you guys are calling Illuminati, I don't know what illuminated about that. You know, they feeding you lies. They don't tell you the truth about you, but yet they're using all of those things against you. They give you school. They give you to to learn only the outside of you. And then anything when you stop tapping into yourself, it's demonic. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've never seen anybody who knows voodoo calling voodoo. Like, it's always the motherfucker who don't know nothing about voodoo who would tell you how demonic voodoo is. Make that make sense to me. Or they would use shit like, oh, because you sacrificing. Okay. So if you want to talk about animal sacrifices, or didn't Jesus tell you to drink his blood? Was he not the biggest sacrifice? So what the fuck are you talking about? Or and then you have motherfuckers like, especially in our culture, how niggas are really big on animal protein. Those animals that you fucking eating, like, do you know how they died? I mean, first of all, were they even killed? I mean, when you go to all your supermarket, you know what I'm saying? I mean, do you know how? I mean, man, y'all niggas are full of shit, man. But then again, you know, I got it. It's how you being shaped. It's how you being shaped. And that's why for you to rebuild yourself or to build yourself, you need to know your essence. And your essence, it goes beyond what you see. Now, going back to the whole illusion shit, you know, like, for me to get to know you, I gotta see you past what you look like. Meaning your character, you know what I'm saying? And this is the world that you're living in. If you choose a bitch because she got a fat ass cannot raise your kids, man. Or a fat ass doesn't mean she's a good bitch. So what's going to be your determining factor then? Unless now you want to have a bitch so that when you know, for aesthetic reasons. Now we show up, we look good together, and be, oh, that's a beautiful couple. Wherever your level of consciousness is. And no judging over here. All I'm doing here is helping you to see it a little bit further. Go deeper. Dig deeper, man. Work on your inner vision. Because none of that shit means nothing. A fat ass bitch doesn't mean, look at Cardi B, man. I mean, again, no judgment neither. You know, I don't know. I mean, I'm not, you know what? Let me take that shit back. You know what I'm saying? Because that shit could go so many different ways. You know what I'm saying? All I'm saying is, without naming no names, you know what I'm saying? You know, and okay, I'll say this. I was watching the Pivot podcast where I think Obama was the guest, and Obama tells you, you know what? A lot of people that they thought, they're not as you think. That's the idea of what I'm trying to say here. Without naming no names, you know, Cardi B, that's my bitch. I fuck with Cardi. Yeah, I like it. You know what I'm Shit, I got her music in my car, nigga. And besides the music, I can't recall the way that shit goes, man. But anyway, I don't give a fuck. So that's why, you know, I mean, again, educational purposes. Educational purposes. If I name anybody for educational purposes. And again, it's not because, you know what I'm saying, like, you know, man, shit. Don't make me pull it out now. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't give a fuck about none of these motherfuckers. But yet again, at the same time, that's not the point that I'm doing. I mean, that's not the point of this conversation. That's what I'm trying to say. So for educational purposes, you know, it means nothing, man. It means nothing, man. See, that's why, again, you know, if you're judging people, you can't go past what they look like. You know, I mean, whose fault is that? But most importantly, this is why you also need to understand this is an illusion. Meaning there is more to than what your eyes see. And I'm dropping the motherfucking mic, niggas. So always remember, man. You know what I'm saying? Hey, when you're true to yourself, you can never be false to somebody else. You know what I'm saying? And what may somehow, you know, hurt your little heart, it opened up your vision, man. So because of that, know that the remedy of the pain, it's in the pain. Aishin. Mali.